Deep beneath the Atlantic Ocean lies a secret the ancient world tried to warn us about. A city so advanced, so powerful, it was swallowed by the sea overnight. What if the greatest civilization ever known didn't just vanish from history books, but vanished from the earth itself? This is the story of Atlantis. Over 2,000 years ago, a single philosopher wrote about a mighty empire, a paradise of gold and knowledge, and then warned that it was completely destroyed. Was Atlantis a myth, a moral lesson, or a real place waiting to be found? Millions of people believe the answer is still out there.
In 360 BC, the Greek philosopher Plato wrote two extraordinary dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. In them, he described a civilization beyond anything the ancient world had ever seen.
Plato claimed his account was not fiction, it was history, a story passed down through Egyptian priests stretching back 9,000 years before his own time.
At the height of Athens' golden age, Plato sat among the greatest thinkers of his era, and he told them something that would haunt historians forever. He described a naval superpower of staggering wealth and military might, an empire that had conquered much of the known world and set its sights on Athens itself. At the center of this empire was a divine origin story. The god Poseidon himself had chosen this island, fallen in love with a mortal woman named Cleito, and built a city for her. That island, ringed by sea and touched by the gods, became the most powerful kingdom the ancient world had ever produced, and for generations, it prospered. Plato's description of Atlantis is shockingly detailed. The city was built in a series of perfect concentric rings, alternating bands of land and seawater, each one precisely engineered. The outer rings served as busy canals, filled with merchant ships carrying goods from across the known world. The city was the beating heart of a global empire. Its markets were unlike anything in the ancient world, packed with spices, textiles, and treasures from distant lands. The Atlanteans were traders, engineers, and conquerors all at once. At the very center of the city stood the Temple of Poseidon, a structure so magnificent that Plato struggled to describe it. Its walls were plated in gold, silver, and a mysterious metal called orichalcum. Inside, a colossal golden statue of Poseidon himself touched the ceiling, surrounded by 100 sea nymphs on horseback. It was more than a temple. It was a statement of absolute divine power. The port of Atlantis was its economic engine. Thousands of ships docked daily. The Atlanteans controlled sea trade across 2 continents, building an empire richer than anything the ancient world had imagined. Orichalcum, the strange metal Plato described, has puzzled scholars for centuries. Some believe it was a lost copper alloy. Others say it was something the ancient world has never been able to rediscover. For thousands of years, Atlantis thrived in luxury and power. It was a civilization that seemed untouchable, blessed by the gods, enriched by the earth, and protected by the sea. Until it wasn't. But Plato warned of a fatal flaw. As generations passed, the divine blood of the Atlanteans thinned. Greed replaced wisdom, ambition replaced virtue, and the gods grew angry. Zeus, king of the gods, looked down upon the Atlanteans and saw people consumed by corruption and pride. He gathered the gods in council and passed judgment. What happened next was cataclysmic. In a single day and night of unimaginable violence, earthquakes shook the island to its foundation, volcanoes tore open the earth itself. And then came the sea. A wall of water so immense, so unstoppable, that no army, no wall, no god of men could hold it back. Atlantis had nowhere left to run. In a single catastrophic moment, the greatest civilization the world had ever known disappeared beneath the ocean. Gone, completely, as if it had never existed at all. Plato wrote that Atlantis sank into the ocean in a single day and night. 9,000 years of human achievement reduced to mud and silence at the bottom of the sea. So where exactly is Atlantis? For centuries, explorers, scientists, and historians have chased this question, and the candidates are more fascinating than you might expect. One of the most popular theories points to the Azores, a volcanic island chain rising from the mid-Atlantic ridge. Plato said Atlantis lay beyond the Pillars of Hercules. The Azores fit perfectly. In Greece, a real sunken city called Pavlo-Petri rests beneath the Mediterranean, its streets and buildings still visible from above, proof that ancient civilizations really can disappear beneath the waves. Plato specifically placed Atlantis beyond the Pillars of Hercules, the ancient name for the Strait of Gibraltar. That clue points directly west, toward the open Atlantic Ocean. Then there's the most startling theory of all. Deep in the Sahara Desert lies the Richat structure, a massive circular geological formation that eerily matches Plato's exact description of Atlantis' ring design. In 2018, researchers using satellite sonar discovered unexplained geometric formations deep on the Atlantic Ocean floor. Some scientists believe the area deserves a much closer look. Every detail Plato described, the rings of water, the central mountain, the advanced port system, has a real-world parallel somewhere on Earth. That is either an extraordinary coincidence, or it isn't. Today, the search for Atlantis is more serious than ever. Oceanographers, geologists, and archaeologists are using sonar mapping, satellite imaging, and deep-sea robotics to scan the ocean floor. Some researchers believe they've already found structural anomalies beneath the Atlantic, formations too regular, too symmetrical to be purely natural. The investigation is ongoing. Whether Atlantis was a real place or an elaborate philosophical parable, it has done something remarkable. It has kept humanity searching, questioning, and dreaming for over 2,000 years. The mystery of Atlantis isn't just about a lost city, it's about what we fear most, that a great civilization, no matter how powerful, can be erased from existence without a single trace. Whether it sleeps beneath the Atlantic, hidden in the sands of the Sahara, or exists only in the mind of a philosopher who wanted us to ask better questions, Atlantis endures. Because the real power of Atlantis was never in its gold or its temples. It was in the warning. that even the mightiest civilizations are only ever one catastrophe away from oblivion. The lost city of Atlantis, gone in a single night, but never in over 2,000 years forgotten. If you want to know more, subscribe, because this is only the beginning.